I never grew up where it wasn't a darkest time. I was in a narcissistic family for 26 years. I've survived molestation. I've been humanly trafficked by my birth father and my birth mom. I've been raped. I survived a hoarder house. I survived homelessness. I've survived a narcissistic family. So I never knew a time of peace. It was always dark. I just had a lot of hope. And deep down, I knew that was not how life was supposed to be for anybody.
Because of the fact that I called the cops on my family multiple times as a child, they just sheltered and kept secrets from me. And so I didn't know, and at the time that the merge was happening, I lost a sister to an overdose that made me question what is going on. So I started talking to more of my siblings about what happened as a kid, why would she overdose? And I came to find out that, my brother was abusing my stepsisters, raping multiple of them for many years, and it was with my parents' consent. And there was so many different secrets and things, and so it was like my world shattered. This idea that I had this amazing dad was gone because he wasn't. It was just an act for me. That was just God sheltering me, because if I would have known, I would have probably been just like my siblings and stuck in addictions. And
it was just the not having a say in anything, just being your property. I was property. I belonged to someone. They owned me, and they did what they wanted to me. And people chose to do this to me. I mean, these were clients that were, they weren't criminals or whatever. These were businessmen. These were police officers. These were politicians. These were teachers, doctors, lawyers, coaches. And they would tell me about their kids' recitals and the things and their wives and everything else. And I was like, wait a minute, okay. So you have all that and you do this to me? And so I was always busier when I was younger. So I was 19 and 18 and 19 and being built as a 14-year-old.
God, when he pulled me apart, he was able to start giving me some tools. And then when everything kind of came to light about all the real abuse that was going on and the addiction, it was like at the perfect moment, because I had support. I had started hearing more about what was adorning grace, about trafficking, about scriptures. I started taking Mending the Soul and learning this isn't okay. This isn't normal. My parents were there to protect us, but they failed.
I have a friend named Anne, and I've known her for 6 years now, and she was trying to find ways to help me heal from my past. And I found Adorned Grace, and they've helped me tremendously with Mending the Soul. They helped me get rid of my rotten teeth, and I feel very comfortable here.
When I found this place, for once I could talk about my story, and people weren't running the other direction. They weren't looking at me like I was a freak. Because when you tell people you're a sex trafficking survivor, they tend to kind of look at you like, what? So it was nice to be able to just tell my story. But then it just, they took me in as family. And so I was able to talk to people and meet people and meet other survivors and realize, wait a minute, I knew I wasn't alone. They provided the Mending the Soul class that I have, that I gained so much from. I mean, that class was really hard, but it opened me up to more of what God intended and who I am in God's eyes. And then, working at the boutique is just great because, I get to work with people and see people at weddings. Weddings are supposed to be really happy things. And so it's nice to see the brides find their perfect dress and see them be so happy when they get the dress that they want. and know that that day is going to be special for them.
And I just want to be a mouthpiece for other mental patients that are suffering. I am blessed to be a rational one that you can communicate with, but there are very many vulnerable people out there that have no voice. Someone has to. That's why God put me on this earth. That's why God put me in that family. I had to learn. I am a vessel for God.
Trust in the Lord. That's it. God is good. You know, there's more than this. There's a future. There's hope. Don't be afraid. You know, the truth is what stops and heals a lot. You know, so speak up. Don't keep those secrets.
Sometimes we can't see what God has planned for us. You know, the simple fact that I exist proves to me that God is alive and well, especially since there were so many times that I either should have been taken out by the amount of abuse or by my own hand with the 4 suicide attempts that I've made in my lifetime. I have no doubt that God has a plan, or I would have died where I was. You know, I would have never imagined that, you know, I would be a part of what I am now. You know, I'm gonna be a mentor. You know, leading Bible studies. I never envisioned myself doing that, so that's hope. And I think God has a plan for all of us. Sometimes it gets a little derailed, but He will always bring it back around.